Are you ready to do the thing?
Oh.
Not yet? Okay, we're getting there. All right, ready?
Let's go.
Send it to the internet!
Oh, I'm so white.
Well,
Send it to the internet. I was thinking Cobra Kai. Cobra
Oh,
Kai.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. Quiet!
What?
Cobra Kai.
Did not rehearse that at all.
No, we didn't talk about it beforehand at all.
Hey, I got a haircut. I finally got the mop taken off.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you did. We're men. We don't notice that.
And I shaved.
We notice hot babes and badass cars and high kicks.
As high as they
Unless
can
they start from the crane kick, in which case they just come out of nowhere, even though you should see it coming from a mile away because the idiot's got his leg up in the air.
Right.
And he's like, I wonder if he's going to kick me.
Hold on, wait. Double check.
What are we double checking?
Making sure everything is running.
Well, we are, except the thumbnail's wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. We'll change it later.
I'll change it now.
Okay. So, yeah. In celebration of Cobra Kai Season 4 being released, we've been talking about doing a Cobra Kai episode for an extremely long time because basically since it came out, we were like, because I mean, shit, we grew up on the Karate Kid. And I will say, I remember when I saw the first like teaser trailer that just was the logo essentially. I thought to myself, I was like, okay, this is either going to suck really, really bad, or it's going to be amazing.
Amazing Cobra Kai.
And I mean, there was going to be no middle ground. Thankfully, it ended up being even better than I expected, similar to Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
Tie into the previous episode.
All right, it's fixed.
All right, so I guess, because honestly, there are only like a small handful of tiny nitpicks that you could even make against this series. A little bit of cheese, but honestly not too much considering the source materials from 1985 or 1984, the first one.
Yeah, not a whole lot to go off of.
Well, I mean, there's plenty, but I mean, like, a certain degree of cheese is forgivable.
Well, you only have one movie with Johnny Lawrence.
Oh, yeah, with Johnny Lawrence, but...
You know, now Daniel... Now, when this whole series started up, it was not centered around Daniel's time. It was centered around Johnny Lawrence.
Johnny.
Which, to be honest with you, besides certain techniques, Johnny is definitely the better fighter.
Johnny is the better martial artist, 100%.
Daniel has a little more self-control when it comes to certain things, except when it comes to Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah, which...
Johnny Lawrence is his weakness. Which we'll get into
because everybody has a weakness. That and Daniel's as much of a hothead, if not a little bit more than Johnny.
Absolutely.
Because Johnny is at least calculating.
But the thing is, though, Johnny does not. He does not hide the fact that he is a hothead. He doesn't try to pretend he's something he's not. Now, Daniel
pretends to be this like super zen and
guy,
balanced,
but he's not.
He's also constantly wrong. I mean, almost always.
It's sad.
Now
I like him.
I'll be frank. Daniel LaRusso is a douchebag.
Yeah, he is the actual villain of the movie.
Which is funny. So
have you seen that YouTube video?
Yes, I love that YouTube video. That's so funny. And then the other little Jim, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, when they both were on there, or what was it? Them both, or was
it was them both. But William Zabka came back again later in the show.
Wasn't he cooking or something or serving?
No, it was. So first he did the clown bit for Barney's bachelor party, because Barney's.
Oh, that's right.
Barney's the smartest one of them all because he rightfully understands that Johnny Lawrence is the Karate Kid, not Daniel LaRusso.
Mm-hmm.
And later in season 9 at Barney's wedding, William Zabka gets invited, and I have this thing where in TV shows and movies, a lot of the times there will be like this one really random, kind of stupid, just out of place, most people miss it line that I just laugh at like a little girl. And one of mine in How I Met Your Mother is it's the episode in season 9 where Lily finds out she's pregnant, but the guys are all sitting out eating breakfast together, and then something to the effect of somebody says mooring a dinghy in a lagoon, and then Ted's like something. He's like, and you would never moor a dinghy in a lagoon, and then fucking William Safdie goes, I don't know, Ted, under certain tidal conditions. It's like, what the fuck?
What other projects or movies has William?
Oh, I knew you were gonna ask me that. Not.
I've seen him in a whole bunch. I remember
Ralph
Macchio. However the fuck you say his name,
Macchio.
Ralph Macchio. He was in like a guitar movie.
Oh, he was also in The
guitarist.
Outsiders.
Yeah, he was also in The Outsiders. He was.
Oh God, I don't remember his character's name. I haven't seen The Outsiders in so long.
It's funny, dude. I was looking back on interviews with Ralph Macchio, and he was like 32, and he looked young as shit.
Well, dude, he was what, 19 in The Karate Kid?
Yeah, he was one of the older kids.
And fucker looked like he was 12.
I know.
Sounded like he was 12.
Hey, yo, man, no.
Hey, yo, Mr. Miyagi. Yeah. You want a pizza?
Bonsai! But, no, dude, like, how they brought back the Karate Kid through Cobra Kai. Oh, man, they did so good. It's such a good show. I don't know why you didn't say anything about it before. I didn't get on to it until, like, the third season.
I just figured it was, I mean, like, dude, I waited for it. I got YouTube Red and everything just for that show.
My brother bought YouTube Red just for Cobra Kai.
I bought it just for Cobra Kai, and when I was done watching Cobra Kai, I canceled that bitch because there was nothing else.
I'm just so glad it's on Netflix.
I'm so glad it's on Netflix.
If I'm bored, I will literally just binge it.
It's such a rewatchable show too, because here's the thing, and I don't want to just gush over Cobra Kai and how awesome it is,
yes,
but I do, but in a narrative sense, because here's the thing, Cobra Kai, even if you're not into the Karate Kid, Cobra Kai is an excellent show. It's extremely well written. It's a type of show that gets away with I shouldn't even say gets away. It does nostalgia properly in a way, because compare Cobra Kai to like the new Star Wars movies. They bring back the original characters, but they treat them with the respect and they let them grow, as opposed to Star Wars, where they just brought them back and
to kill them.
They brought them back, then they emasculated half of them, and then killed them.
Disney.
Well, it's not just Disney, because Spider-Man was the opposite. Spider-Man No Way Home, it brought in the characters, but it allowed them to grow. It respected the previous incarnations. They made sure that their Spider-Man was number one,
and
literally.
They fixed fuck-ups.
They did.
From the old Spider-Mans.
I don't know about fuck-ups, but they rectified.
Gwen dying.
Well, but that was going to happen.
I know. But she actually broke her neck in the comic. She didn't get dropped. It was the same way.
Yeah,
caught her,
different injury.
But like the force of the web and everything like that, and snapped her neck. Anyway, we're not talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, just circling back to a point.
I know, but I will really go off on a huge tangent.
Like it's to the point where every time they bring an old character from the franchise back, you get excited about it, because it's not like when they brought Chosen back, they didn't make him a joke. I mean, they had fun with him, but they didn't make him a worthless character.
No, because they had fun with him.
But it led.
It seemed more serious than it was until later on, and then when Chosen was like, "Oh, I let go of that anger," he goes, "I was just messing with you." He
grew, yeah,
and it was amazing, and especially with the new techniques he learned.
Yep.
Well, he didn't learn; he knew, and he taught. He
taught Daniel. Yep.
Daniel's
but see, this does two things, and this is why the writing in Cobra Kai is brilliant. There's very little wasted motion in terms of writing, because like we bring Chosen back for the nostalgia, but he also moves the story forward. Mm-hmm. So it's a 2-for-1.
I'm just wondering who Miguel's dad is.
Oh God.
I think that was kind of a little silly, and I'm just wondering if that's a way to get him out of the series. As the actor's getting older, and maybe he's wanting to do other stuff, doesn't necessarily want to do Cobra Kai. I don't know why he wouldn't, because
I don't know about that.
Super popular.
Yeah,
I I follow him on Instagram. I don't know if you do.
I've seen. I don't follow him, but I see things here and there.
Well, they have a podcast. Him and Jacob Bertrand.
Oh, Bertrand. Yeah, that's who plays Hawk, right? Yeah.
And they have a podcast, and they're gung ho about talking about Cobra Kai. So
no, so here's my theory and why. Because again, the writers are extremely good because they love the Karate Kid and they respect it.
And someone we know.
Well, I'm suspecting because Cobra Kai is also really good at expanding the martial arts, which the previous incarnation, which it's a product of the times, because martial arts in the 1980s were extremely traditional and rigid, meaning that and Cobra Kai does this to a point, but they're getting better about it because they've become more, even Johnny Lawrence's karate in Cobra Kai is much more evolved than...
When he was fighting Old Boy, and he was doing techniques from Miyagi-Do, that was just sick. When Johnny Lawrence was doing that, I can't remember who he was fighting. That's a little... We're going to be back and forth all around, so if you're a fan of the show, you're going to know what we're talking about.
And if you're not, then you need to be. You need to watch it.
You need to watch it.
Because it's so... Like I said, even if you're not into the Karate Kid, it's just a good show. Because... Okay, so I'll touch on this now because this is the major thing because I'm going to go touch on this a lot. What I love probably the most about Cobra Kai is its overall theme, which is trying to achieve a sort of balance. Now, in Season 4 does a really good job of illustrating this literally insofar as you have the Eagle Fang students, former Cobra Kai students, and the Miyagi-Do students training together, and they're learning. And the best character that illustrates this is Hawk from Season 1 all the way through to Season 4.
Hell of character development with that guy.
Because here's the thing. He starts out as the shy kid with the deformity on his lip because he was born with a cleft palate. Now he's got a scar. And the makeup department is genius because what they do is as he becomes more confident, they dull it down. It never disappears, but it does become less noticeable. But here's a kid who instantly gets more confidence because of badass, but then he goes a little too far and becomes a bully in and of himself, which is the whole reason he learned martial arts anyway. And then by the time by the end of Season 3, he's corrected that. He's taken a step back. And then by the time Season 4 rolls around, he's full into the Miyagi-Do philosophy. But he starts to lose his fight because of that. Because he's gone too far one direction. So, spoiler alert, he wins the men's...
I couldn't believe that, dude.
I did, because here's the thing. I saw it coming because they've been... Hawk's character has always been hinting at the pendulum swings the widest and most often with him. Because nerd to bully. Bully to, still being a badass.
Okay,
but so I saw that coming. So by the time he figured out that he needs to be in the center, he can use the Cobra Kai techniques, but when you use the Miyagi-Do mindset, it's a perfect combination.
I just don't know, though, between Hawk and Miguel, I honestly think Hawk probably take him.
Now, probably.
Well, with Miguel's injury.
Even without, and the reason I say that is because Hawk
just pulled a muscle.
Hawk was one of the first people to really click. Samantha does to a point, but she still lost because
she's a really good fighter.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
No, she's not.
Daniel's daughter?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so Samantha. She is a good fighter.
No, she's not.
She's a hothead. Worse than him.
So here's why she's not a good fighter. She's a Miyagi-Do student, but like you said, she's a hothead.
Well, she took on...
she was a hothead before.
She took on Eagle Fang's
She's becoming she's a flat-out bully.
Yeah. And the thing is, Tori, obviously we already knew a little bit of background with her, but, the way they did it and everything like that, and Miss LaRusso finding out certain things about her, it was like, you know what? Good on Miss LaRusso, and she's trying to help.
Yeah, it took her long enough.
She had to break down that girl's walls to make her understand she was not out to get her, and she was wanting to help her.
Yeah, but that was after she sabotaged her job,
She didn't
threatened
know that,
her.
though.
It doesn't matter. You don't threaten the child.
You're an adult.
Yeah,
like,
you're an adult.
Well, she's not
Amanda
a child.
LaRusso.
I'm pretty sure she was 18.
17, 18, but still.
With the amount of TNA they show from her, I'm pretty sure she's got to be at least 18, actor-wise.
Actor. Yeah, I think the actress is like 24, but...
I'm not going to get into any of that stuff, but she's pretty. She's pretty.
Oh, she's good. She's beautiful. And we all know what you were doing in season 4 with the new Cobra Kai gear, okay? We know what you were doing.
It's like, not to be sexist or anything like that, but like...
Well, no, they did it with the guys too.
When it comes to certain... I know, but...
When it comes to certain... Robbie. When it comes to certain female attire.
Yeah, like how... and I liked how they brought back Old Girl for that one episode.
Yeah, Aisha.
Samantha's friend. She gained a lot of weight.
She stopped doing Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's true. But she stopped doing Cobra Kai, but she actually was struggling. I was reading on her Instagram and whatnot, and she apparently was struggling financially.
Before she got cast?
After she left. Because they got rid of her because they said there was no more character development for her. And that's why they ended up just getting rid of her and whatnot. And I was like, I agree.
If you got nothing
for her, she's not a main
character.
She's just a side character, but she was a fan favorite. That's why they brought her back for the one episode.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hook up the fans with a little bit of, hey, we're paying attention.
Here's this character that you like.
Yeah, I didn't really think she was that great of a character. I'm not hating on her.
But you can only take that sort of character so far in a series like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, exactly.
Without, I'm going to say this the wrong way.
Yes,
but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm not trying to body shame anyone. But unless you do.
Oh shit! I hope both our mics are working. I didn't even check them.
Oh, that would be hilarious if they weren't.
Like, no wonder we're not doing retention.
Yeah, no, we're working.
Well, they're working on here.
I can check real quick.
So yeah.
Yeah, they work.
In celebration of.
Yep.
You know me.
We're sticklers.
Freak out.
But what I was saying in regards to Aisha, unless they do like a massive body change.
Aisha.
Unless they do like a massive like body change arc, I just don't know how far you can take that character in a series like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, because unfortunately with people like Samantha and Robbie,
like these
the
kids,
sons and daughters of the main characters.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, like these kids are jacked.
Yeah, and Samantha not so much. She's pretty soft.
Well, she's Miyagi-Do.
Yeah.
Miyagi-Do is soft.
And but I don't know, just there's not really a whole lot to work on. They're doing right.
They're doing it right, but again, like I'm driving back into that whole theme of balance because Robbie's another really good example, and he's not done with his arc, so that's why this pendulum has once again swung way too far.
He was showing a lot of character development this last season.
Yeah,
he was basically saying, "I'm going to take your training and fuck you," and I was like,
"Right,
I really like that."
So, but here, if Cobra Kai has a moral, it's that when a character has achieved a level of balance, things go well for them. Mm-hmm. When they are off balance, things do not go well. And this is true as far as I can tell for every single character. Because think about, I'll use Robbie as an example. When we first meet Robbie, he's a delinquent, he's a bad kid, but he's got potential. He just doesn't have a place to direct it. He's hanging out with idiots, which this is just good advice for young men in general. Robbie has all the potential in the world, but he's still a boy, so to speak. He has to have that mentor, which he finds in Daniel, which is someone who anyone who has eyes can see, okay, he has achieved something, and Robbie's smart enough to understand maybe I should listen to him.
Because he wants the same.
Yeah, because Robbie doesn't want to be a loser. He just doesn't know how to not be a loser.
Yeah, and what kills me, though, the whole time is, like, how he blames his dad for everything. And I'm like, buddy, you make your own decisions.
Well, but we're getting to that because Robbie's journey is probably more profound,
yes.
But Hawks is more kind of a better example of that pendulum metaphor. So we meet Robbie. He's a delinquent. He hooks up with Daniel. kind of accidentally finds out that he's into karate, and then they agree to train one another, and then Robbie learns the value of, thinking before you act, because he was on the far end of like the Cobra Kai spectrum, strike first, strike hard. He didn't know Cobra Kai, but that's where his mind was. He was overly aggressive.
Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie. Through Daniel's teachings, he learns to think before he acts, to be calm, be balanced, and things go well for Robbie.
Sort of. Because I gotta stop you on that one. Because every time something happened with Samantha and Miguel was there and they all ended up fighting, it was because Robbie didn't be like, hey, what's going on? He just saw what happened.
Correct.
And then he would just immediately jump to fighting instead of just saying, hey, what's going on? And then it would have cleared everything up.
Correct. But Robbie hadn't.
This has happened like
the lesson.
times.
The lesson hadn't fully been ingrained yet.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Robbie has yet to achieve that perfect balance that Hawk seems to have had, and that's why Hawk won the fight. Hawk obtained. Yes, that's a good correction, because yes, Hawk found it, worked for it,
and he did a hell of a job.
Yes, Robbie has yet to find that. Robbie's pendulum is still swinging.
Who did he end up fighting in the?
Robbie.
Was it Robbie?
Yeah, it was Robbie.
Why can't I? Ugh.
Well, because here's the thing, though.
Why do I feel like Robbie kind of threw the fight just a little?
He
bit?
didn't throw the fight. See, I can see why you think that,
He
but
pulled his punches.
not intentionally. Here's what happened in that fight. At least this is how I saw it. Robbie did not understand, because everything that he believed in that moment was turning out to be wrong.
Oh, exactly with what you were talking. Okay.
Because he had in his mind, okay, Cobra Kai's the way to be, but not only is Cobra Kai the way to be, if I can exploit Miyagi-Do's weaknesses because I know them, I will win. But what he didn't count on was Miguel throwing a wrench in, Hawk throwing a wrench in that. Yeah. And when he did, he starts doubting everything, because Terry Silver kind of touches on this a little bit. Because the minute Robbie started doubting himself, Hawk was able to basically get the win. So it looked like Robbie was pulling his punches, but what it really was, in my opinion, was, the center does not hold for Robbie anymore. He wasn't balanced. Exactly. But now he knows he's not balanced. Because here's the thing. Sometimes characters in Cobra Kai think they're balanced. Like, they think the center holds, but it doesn't. And then when they find out the center doesn't hold, then it really messes with them.
Daniel LaRusso, 90% of the damn show.
Well, yeah, basically. Because,
talks about being center, but that man is so far.
So stubborn. He's 10 times more stubborn than Johnny, because here's the thing. Johnny throws and evolves. Well, not only that, but he also knows and learns through. See, Johnny learns from Miguel as much as Miguel learns from Johnny. And Johnny, this is what makes Johnny a better martial artist, is because he learns from everyone that he comes across, whether it's good or bad.
It's like Goku.
I mean, basically, Johnny Lawrence is Goku. So Johnny starts out the show, and again, perfect example, Johnny starts out the show stuck in the 1980s, and look where his life is. He's in the gutter, literally. As soon as he starts to get into his head that maybe, and here's the thing, sometimes Johnny's right. But Johnny's smart enough to understand that he might not be. So he at least needs to explore these other ideas. And he might adopt it and he might not. But through that exploration and growth, Johnny's life improves dramatically until he goes too far. And then bad things happen.
Which is usually, it usually involves Daniel.
Well, let's use Miguel's. Well, not Miguel's injury, because that was more crease than anything. But even when Miguel wins the tournament in season 1, Johnny knows something is amiss, because this is not the student that he started teaching. Miguel, the way he's acting, Miguel's acting too aggressive and he's careless. He kind of got lucky in that fight.
Didn't he fight Robbie in the
fight?
Fight?
Yep.
Yeah, but Robbie was way less trained.
Oh, but what he did was he injured Robbie.
That's right.
In
and
the fight,
he exploited it.
Yeah. And Johnny's
like, whoa.
See, even 1984 Johnny wouldn't have been cool with that, because if you remember in the first Karate Kid when he told him sweep
leg, he was not cool with it.
He was not cool with it.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Johnny was not cool with this, and he saw, and see, again, this is why Johnny is more, I'm not going to say more evolved, but this is why Johnny is more well-rounded, I'd say even a more well-rounded person, because he sees what's going on, and he knows that it's not right. And it's not just because it's his son, because he's kind of, although that's probably the catalyst, is he sees it happening to his own son, and he's like, wait a minute, this isn't kosher, this isn't cozy.
You know what cracks me up, though, is how he talks to his kid and how he basically lets the kid kind of run over him and whatnot. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, you're his dad. Put your foot down, man.
Well,
that's
but
the problem. You have not put your foot down your entire life.
well, he hasn't been there Robbie's entire life, which I can understand why he wouldn't want to put his foot down, because he's trying not to drive him away.
Right.
Because Robbie will walk away. He's done it before.
He literally will run away.
Yeah, he will literally run away. So I can see that. But then going back to Johnny again, all of his like first Cobra Kai students, save for all the first ones, these are all kids who are too far on like the temperance spectrum. They're too reserved, they're too timid, they're not assertive, definitely not aggressive, and Johnny teaches them how to be those things, and they correct their deficits. Whereas some of these guys that go too far, some of these students that go too far, end up with Daniel, and they learn the opposite. Most of the Miyagi-Do kids that are really good were the ones that were too hot-headed, were too impatient, were too rash. And he teaches them to slow down, find your center, this, that, and the other.
What doesn't make any sense to me is how Miyagi-Do students ended up turning to be bullies. Because even the little...
I blame Daniel.
I don't think the Chinese boy or whatever...
Well, he started out Cobra Kai.
Yeah, but he went to Miyagi-Do, but
yeah.
How he kind of attacked that the new boy.
I don't think was that the same kid.
Yeah, they got older. They were just remember because they were
because
really
they're in Anthony LaRusso's grade. He's not in high school yet.
Well, they saw he was wearing a Cobra Kai outfit.
Yeah. You're right. When he was there for you're right. I'm sorry. Yep, you're. Yeah, it was in the bathroom.
Yeah, and I was like,
you're right.
I was like, really? Like, you guys are Cobra Kai, or you guys are Miyagi-Do. I was like, do you guys not listen to?
Well, here's the thing. I blame Daniel because remember,
how he acts.
Well, not just how he acts. See, if one of Daniel's flaws is he assumes that anyone in he assumes that Miyagi-Do is so pure that it cannot be perverted. Whereas Johnny knows for a fact that Cobra Kai can be perverted. He's lived it, and then he saw it again. Because you remember, when Kreese starts getting into these kids' heads, he corrects them. He fails, but he tries to correct them by changing the mantra of,
no mercy.
Instead of no mercy, mercy sometimes. Sometimes mercy, or whatever he changes it to. Because Johnny sees what's happening. Because Johnny is actually quite... as a character, he's very insightful. He notices things, and he's able to correct. Whereas Daniel just thinks that everything is honky-dory. Like, he cannot fathom that his kids are bullies. Like, the thought doesn't even cross his mind.
Especially when he comes to find out that Anthony's a bully.
That little shit. I'm glad he got his ass kicked.
He deserved it. But then the kid at the end was, like, turned into a fucking psycho.
Well.
The look he gave, and I was like...
Well, but that was a little on the... But here's the... I'm going to bring Jordan Peterson into this.
Oh, shit.
Again. So... it's very common with the Cobra Kai students, because what's going to happen when you give a child a lot of power very suddenly?
They're going to abuse it.
They're going to use it. But they don't have the self-control to not. Which is why a lot of the kids who start out in Cobra Kai first end up, that pendulum swings too far and they have to be corrected. Now, sometimes they're corrected by a mentor. Sometimes they're corrected by getting their ass kicked. And this is a very... Cobra Kai addresses this in a very nuanced way, considering the time that it was made, like 2020, 2021, 2022, is sometimes the best way to deal with a bully is to punch him in the mouth.
Dude... and the way they have taken everything that is like cancerous today. I'm not gonna say feminism's cancerous, you know.
Toxic feminism, sure.
Okay, yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, like all the stuff, like when they were throwing out gender stuff, and then Johnny Lawrence is just like, oh, what? And he goes,
but see, here's the best part about that is they do it in a way that's both funny and not disrespectful, because they have Johnny be the fish out of water, because like
he's from the 80s.
He's still stuck in 1984.
Yeah.
His favorite movie's Iron Eagle. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's no accounting for taste, but I mean, he eats stovetop fried bologna. Like, this is a guy, he drinks Coors Banquet. Like, this is a guy.
There's nothing wrong with Coors Banquet.
I'm not saying there
remember
is.
when LaRusso took a drink of it,
He's like, it's not bad.
Not bad.
It's like, right?
Because Coors Banquet is actually like the higher end of the Coors beers, because you got Coors Light and all that stuff, and then that stuff's just trash. Like all beer is trash.
I wouldn't know.
Not a huge fan of beer. I'd rather have liquor.
Liquor.
Liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
I knew you got there before I did. No, but Cobra Kai does a really good job of this, because, like I said, sometimes the best way to deal with sometimes the only way to deal with a bully is to fight back. Sometimes you talk to them. You try talking first, and if that doesn't work, then you punch the fucker in the face and call it a day.
And still, the most badass dojo name, Cobra Kai.
It really is.
How is this going to work? Do you think Johnny Lawrence is going to take back over Cobra Kai?
I think he has to.
Cobra Kai is just, it can't die.
Well, I'm actually, and this just came to me. I'm really glad that Terry Silver betrayed Kreese, because if you recall, Kreese is kind of like, Terry, you're taking this too far. So I think, and here's the thing, Cobra Kai is also all about redemption.
That showed Kreese had some color to his character.
He's about to get more in season 5, because I think this is what's going to happen. I think he's going to come to Johnny and be like, look, I was wrong.
I can't believe that fat dude wanted just freaking validation so bad. He took that beating just to say it was Kreese.
You know what? But it's, again, like, Cobra Kai is a it's a really profound series, because you're talking about Stingray, and Stingray, he's played for laughs, but he really is an example of, I hate to use this word, but I can't think of a better one. He's kind of the perfect example of, like, modern day incel culture, in as much as, like, I'm not talking about sex in this case. I just can't think of a better word. Like, he has no peers.
He missed out on, he missed out on popularity because he was probably just a fat kid.
Yeah, he was a dork.
A dork.
But he's got Peter Pan syndrome. He hasn't grown up because he hasn't moved
had
on.
Anyone force him to, because he just lives with his sister.
Yeah, well, he hasn't moved on from that childhood that he missed out on. So he's trying to capture that.
That one dude that was talking shit to him and he beat him down. I was like, you know what? The dude deserved it.
Not really.
No, the dude that came inside his house, residential entry.
Oh yeah.
It's like, buddy, that's a crime. You know that, right?
He's having a party though.
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, I
still,
know, but
they're invited. Dude's not.
Yeah, well, and but they're in California, right? I don't know if.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know if that law applies. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that if you punch somebody in the face in your own house, you can still get sued.
Yeah.
I mean, it's California.
What movie was? Oh, Liar, Liar. Someone fell through a window and landed on a knife. They were attempting to rob my friend, and lawyers like you got him out of it. They're like, duh. So they get paid for it. You're gonna need a really good lawyer.
I'm a really good lawyer.
I still can't stop talking about Spider-Man.
It's so good. I'm probably gonna go. Well, no, and the next 2 weeks are gonna be fucking insane for me. So I probably won't be able to.
I do want to go see it again.
I do. It'll be in theaters forever.
Not in 3D this time.
No, yeah, I can't do 3D.
I didn't do that because I wanted to. That was the
You know what I would? You know what I would legit do though? If they did like a special screening of like the seasons of Cobra Kai in theaters, I'd do it.
All of it?
5 hours per season? Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you could literally just go in. we're playing episodes 1 through 3 this day, and then episodes 1 through 3 this day.
Yeah.
And just keep going.
That'd be easy.
Send it to the internet.
Send it to the internet.
I fucking botched that one.
That's all right.
I was thinking Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
But anyway,
Well,
so
but
yes.
back, just finishing my point with Stingray. So, and again, they do dual objectives with the character, because you get to explore somebody who hasn't grown up, and the world around him eventually forces him to. But like you said, he's so desperate for that acceptance that he's never gotten, that he's willing to take a world-class beating and sell somebody out just on the
Terry Silver.
just on the opportunity to be part of a group, though.
Terry Silver's like fucking maniacal though. Like now.
Well, if you remember
Karate
Kid Part 3, though, he was the same. Dude's crazy.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, they made him out to be so crazy in Karate Kid 3.
Oh,
but yet when him and Kreese were was it Vietnam? Mm-hmm. When they were in Vietnam, he was a pussy. He didn't want to go fight.
Well,
it's like, I get it. I 100% get it, because I'd be freaking out too. But at the same time,
I wouldn't call him. Well, Kreese, not Kreese. Silver obviously has like some pretty hardcore PTSD, and it's understandable. Because the man thought he was gonna get. Not only did he think he was gonna die, he thought he was gonna be tortured and then die, or be forced to kill or be killed by one of his friends and comrades. So I can see how that can mess somebody up, and I think I'm glad they touched on that, because if you remember Karate Kid Part 3, like when it came out, this was like campy ass comic book Batman villain. Like, you got two dudes that literally like they're stalking a child, and then they bring him in to beat him up, and they're laughing like comic book villains. Like, this movie, literally, you remember Kreese? They're both at Kreese's.
Yeah. It's like, watch our student beat the fuck out of your student.
Yeah. It's like, this is crazy. But when you think about, in the case of Terry Silver, that PTSD, and I love how he portrayed it, because most of the time he's fine until
Kreese?
No, Silver.
Okay.
Well, it's like when Kreese talks to him, you notice he doesn't get mad at Kreese. He gets mad at
someone else or a student.
Well,
or something.
I'm trying to. So in Terry Silver's mind, like, Kreese's word is law. So when Kreese is correcting him, he doesn't get mad at Kreese. He gets mad at himself, because he's like, how could I fuck this up? Like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, because at first I was just kind of like, I thought he was going to end up smarting off to him.
I did too.
But he didn't. He literally shut down.
But again, this is very, very sophisticated, because it shows us that Terry is not mentally well 100%.
No. He was seemingly
well.
What was he was taking medication.
He was taking medication, yeah, and he locked that part away.
And he stopped
taking his medication.
And then now he's not eating the vegan food.
Well,
he's like, I want a fucking steak.
Well, that didn't fucking help him, I'm sure. I'm sorry. The steak's too good. And listen, man, I like cows. Cows are fine.
We got Texas Roadhouse right over there.
Cows are fine, but they taste good. That's what I say every time. Like, I have 3 neighbors that have chickens, and I'm just like, if one of you fuckers gets on my lawn.
Chicken nuggets.
I know what I'm eating tonight. I'm just kidding. No, I actually did see some. I was like, because I have a fenced-in yard, and there were some chicken. I'm like, how the fuck did you get in here?
They literally have chickens?
Yeah. No, 3 of my neighbors literally have chickens.
Are they?
They're
ethnicities?
No. Oh. I mean, I know what you're talking about. One is, but the other 2 are look like us.
Idiots.
Hey, man, not hating on them, because farm fresh eggs, oof.
Not a fan.
What?
Not a fan.
Oh, they're so good.
They do not taste the same.
No, they do not.
Like, they're way more potent,
and
I don't like it. Like the yolk in itself,
that might be
nasty to me.
Well, so that's the drawback to farm fresh eggs. Honestly, it depends on the chicken.
Well, and that, it's farm fresh eggs are healthier. They're not manufactured,
Well, it depends on what they're feeding their chickens too.
Well, a lot of those eggs are chemically manufactured, because they actually some of them do inject into the egg, and I'm like, ugh.
Well, to me, like the first time, like I started eating farm fresh eggs, and like I can't even eat. Like I can, but like if I eat like a store bought egg now, I'm like,
Where do you shop?
oh, I don't buy them. I have a source.
Oh, okay.
I have
Cheaper than
well,
regular
yeah,
eggs?
because they're free for me. But
Oh, yeah, I could get them free too. I just I got them one time and I just tried to eat them and I couldn't. I was like,
if I would recommend trying to find them from somewhere else, because you can find some farm fresh eggs that are
that actually
good.
tastes good.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, back to Cobra Kai.
They look like us.
So I will. So I will say I do have one issue with Cobra Kai, and it's minor, but I have to address it. These kids hit like freaking pansies. They have to.
Hawk seems
All
like
of
he
them.
hits hard.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because as often as these kids get kicked in the gut, punched in the face,
There's no bruises.
there's like, well, sometimes there's bruises, but there's like rarely. I think in 4 seasons there's
Miguel,
been
when he got his ass beat before
because
he was in Cobra Kai,
right.
he had
But those kids weren't even in martial arts.
no. They were just
They were just
bullies.
they were just bullies. Like in 4 seasons, there's been one broken bone, and that was from a lock. That wasn't from contact. And then this is my issue in the Karate Kid tournament in the first movie. I'm like, why are none of these kids wearing pads? Because if these are all black belts,
They're
like
hitting hard.
they have the capability of hitting hard for sure. I've seen kids get knocked out in tournaments with full body pads and head protection. Like it's not uncommon.
Damn.
You know, and there's been blood and loose, like missing teeth, and I've seen a couple fingers get broken, toes get broken. Like this is it's common, and this is with full pads. So these kids going around with only gis just
And then not having any problems. Not,
Well, now here's-
not realistic. 100%.
well, but here's the one thing though. In those tournaments, they're doing something called point sparring, which I hate because it's like you just tag them and then it's over. But in a real fight, like if you tag me in the chest,
It's a no block. Like, you know, if they just get you a no block, you know, because that took me a second to realize how that
Yeah.
worked. You know, because I'm not in any karate or anything like that. Or. Or fucking stink bugs on me.
I was never a fan of point sparring. Whenever I was in Taekwondo, we did something called Olympic sparring, which is you go for whatever the round durations are. They vary to a certain extent, and whoever gets the most points in the round wins. But it's a constant fight because it requires a lot more stamina than point sparring. But I digress. Either way, you should have padding. Like that's just not, and especially since it's an under 18 tournament. Like they need to have padding. But to my point, like
They're in the valley, bro.
they're in the valley, bro. What does Anu say? It's like she's right down the street from the San Fernando Valley. Like she's right down the street from a porn studio. Talking about driving Samantha away from her dad.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, she's right down the street from Vixen Video or whatever he says. I can't
And
remember.
they're like, what?
But yeah, so as much as these kids are like beating the living shit out of each other, and they're not constantly in the hospital, like
Yeah, because every fucking time you turn, they're fighting.
yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You're right. They do hit like.
Well, and then like what
panties.
Dimitri put Hawk through a glass case,
It didn't cut him.
not one bit, and now Miguel ended up in the hospital, but that's because he fell 3 stories onto his spine.
Yeah, it's lucky he didn't just die.
For real,
He
that should have killed his ass.
that kid's tough though. The way he was hitting though in that first tournament, he seemed like he was hitting pretty hard.
See, the first season wasn't as bad because like, and then when Miguel fights those 4 guys, like, I'd say they were appropriately damaged.
That was Spider-Man status freaking fight.
But I would say that's a semi-appropriate level of damage for that kind of fight because he's probably not able to throw full bore because he's fighting 4 guys. He's got to be fast, you know. But as the seasons progress, the fights get more and more intense. Like particularly the fight at the LaRusso's, people are getting thrown through furniture. Which, as someone who's been accidentally thrown through a table from a judo throw before, that shit fucking hurts. You don't get up immediately. Like, I remember one kid got thrown like against an end table into a lamp, and he's just like right back up. I'm like, no, dude, that hurts.
See, I would love to learn something like that, but I feel like I'd be that person to take it too far and be an asshole. Because if I get mad or something stupid, that's why I try to stay calm.
You won't get mad though.
No, I'm not talking like to them. I'm talking like if somebody is acting like an idiot that I don't know somewhere. You know?
Well, here's the fun thing though. At least this is the impression that I've gotten from most people that I train with is the more trained you are, the more you're able to keep your composure because you know you can whoop the fuck out of
them.
Exactly. Like you don't need to prove it because you're like motherfucker. Now that being said, sometimes I'll screw up. Like I try to train with guys that are bigger than me, but occasionally I'll see one guy that's a little too big, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna.
I really would not like to hurt tomorrow.
I'm not gonna partner with you. Just, you're about 220 and 6'2". You don't know how hard you hit. I'm gonna find somebody a little bit closer to my size.
220. I'd love to be 220.
Oh, dude, I trained with this guy named Joe who was.
I'm 275.
This is to this day Joe still laughs when I train with him. So Joe, oh God, he's almost 50. He's a big guy though, but he's a brick house. He's probably about 240, and I think he's right at about 6 feet. He's a big dude, but he wrestled in high school, and I did not know this. So we're working on sprawls. And I don't know if you know what a sprawl is, but basically if somebody's like shooting you to try to take you down, you basically just throw your hips back and push them to the ground first.
Okay.
It's a takedown defense. Well, wrestling sprawls, you literally just kick your feet out and hope for the best. So all your body weight's coming down on your opponent. And I want to stress again, Joe weighs 240 pounds.
Oh.
And Joe sprawled me, but like full wrestling sprawl, 240 pounds onto me to the ground. And then later on in that, he's like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, I don't know. We'll find out. Because I'll be honest, I laid there for a minute. I was just like,
it kind of hurts.
I was like, that was not fun. But then at the end of class, we're doing a stress drill. And for this one, you've got groups of 3, and 2 of you are trying to take him down, and he's sprawling. And there was just this moment where I see an opportunity, but then he looks at me, and then I'm just like, there's this slight moment of hesitation because I don't want to get sprawled again. And then he just starts laughing hysterically because I went and then I thought about it and then I stopped.
You're like,
we're all just dying, and then
I don't want to be under you.
That's literally. So the instructor was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't want him to sprawl me again.
Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
That sounds exactly like that.
That is.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, I can't believe each one of them kicked you in the dick.
So, Cobra Kai.
Well, no, illustrating the point. The point is this shit hurts.
Yes.
Like, it hurts.
Yeah, getting back to your...
It hurts.
They're not beaten and battered and bruised.
Well, and I'll tell you, too, like, I've been training, and we're going light, and I accidentally get tagged in the chin or whatever, and you're like, fuck, I'm glad that wasn't full force.
I got a boogie.
It would knock me the fuck out. Actually, I didn't come to think of it. I've not been... Oh, no, I have been knocked out. But I've also gotten a concussion from that wasn't fun.
Had to pick a boogie.
And again, full pad. I had head protection. Still got kicked in the face. Crumpled like a sack of potatoes.
I mean, real martial arts hurt.
Yeah.
And
dude, could you imagine getting kicked by Joe Rogan with no pads? Fucking ow.
Think he could reach me?
Yes, I do.
I actually know he could.
It's like, I'm pretty sure he could.
He's so short.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
No, he's shorter than that.
Is he really? I thought he was 5'8".
He looks so big on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like tall wise.
Yeah.
But
dude, we were talking about that not that long ago. It's like for the long and to this day, I think I'm a really small guy, but then I'll be in the middle of a Krav class and I look around and I'm like,
Oh yeah, there's a lot more smaller people.
Yeah, but it's because, and we figured it out, it's because I went to school with a bunch of fucking giants.
So you had the not necessarily small man syndrome, but like you felt smaller because of most.
I felt like
huge.
I was Napoleon, but it's because I was Napoleon in a room full of fucking.
I mean, Joel, he was 6 foot. Keatle, he's me and him.
Six something.
Me and him are damn near the same height.
Yeah. Sednick's about 6.
He's about 5'10".
I think he's a touch. I think he might be 5'11" because I think he's a touch taller
even
than me.
Anthony got taller.
Fuck! Don't tell me that. That was the one thing I had.
He ended up being like 5'10".
Okay, because I'm 5'10", so I'll take that.
But yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here.
Group.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here, and then my sister's tall. Like
yeah.
she's 6 something. I think she's right at 6 feet. But anyway, or no,
How the fuck did she end up so damn tall?
I don't know, because we're both taller than both of our parents.
Your dad was really small.
He wasn't exceptionally tall, yeah. So.
And your she's remotely short.
Yeah.
What about your grandpa?
He wasn't super tall. He might have been about 5'10", 5'11".
What about your dad's dad?
Fuck, he died when I was 3, so I couldn't tell you. But I don't recall him being particularly tall.
Man.
I think my grandmother was tall for
that would
like.
make sense for you, but not your sister.
Yeah, no, I mean she just got.
Because most times, certain genetic points skip a generation. Like my dad, he's barely 5. He's 5'10", 5'11", and then me, I ended up getting damn near 6'3".
It's weird how that shit works, but anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking I'm small, and then I'm around like other people my age or even slightly older, and I'm like,
okay, I'll take this.
Like I squared off with a younger gentleman in the last class I was in, and I'm just like, you're kind of small.
Was he quick?
No, not particularly. He's new though, you know, newer.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to join the gym down here, Total Fitness. I'm gonna renege on Planet Fitness. They have an indoor swimming pool.
Ooh.
And they have an indoor sauna.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, most of them are indoor, but they also have a full court basketball court, which, you know,
just
I
go
love
shoot some
basketball,
hoops. Yeah.
You know, maybe get some.
I'm terrible at
exercise
it.
That way. I wouldn't say I'm terrible at basketball, but I love basketball. I haven't played in a long time.
Oh, I'm awful at basketball. Played one season. It was embarrassing.
Did you play?
In a youth league.
Oh.
And I found out on day 1 that I'm not cut out for basketball.
You gotta dress like a cool youth pastor. That was one of the best jokes ever.
That was awesome.
But anyway.
Yeah, so my point being, that's probably the one nitpick I have with Cobra Kai is the fact that.
I can get down with that.
But again, on the same token, I understand why they don't do it that way because they can have more fight scenes that way.
Well, and on top of that, between the fight scenes, maybe weeks or a month between.
True.
So therefore,
they're just
injuries can
healed
heal.
up.
You know, if it's just bruises.
Yeah.
They're not really. They're trained to hit correctly, so they don't like cut skin.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. You know, because if you hit wrong, you can literally cut somebody even with just a fist. It's weird.
Yep. Well, there are even different kinds of elbows that you learn to throw. There's cutting elbows and then there's impact elbows. Like if you're in a professional fight, you want to do a cutting elbow because you want blood. But if you're in a street fight, you want
all I know
mashing
is bows.
power. Yep.
Oh, fuck! I just hit my ring. Did you hear that? Oh.
I was about to say. I was like, that's a good sound.
Oh, that was right on the. It's in the bone.
That's right. That's why that's actually when. So, fun fact: when you hit with an elbow strike, you don't hit with the point. You do if you're doing for a cutting.
No, all this meat right there.
Well, you do if you're trying to get a cutting elbow, but that's skill, right there.
Mm-hmm. And I can fucking throw some bows too because.
Dude, I am so fucking proud of the fact that like, I like. Don't get me wrong. I by no means have the roughest elbows and knees in my Krav gym, but apparently, like, I was very proud when. I trained with him a couple times, but we weren't like buddies. And he was just like, he's like, oh shit, you're throwing knees? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like, dude, your knees are brutal. I'm like, fuck yeah, they are.
That's nice to hear something
so
like that.
I didn't go easy on him.
You know,
I will if somebody asks me to, but I will admit to being a little bit disappointed.
You know, another myth, and I'm going to call this a myth, You know how they say taller people, they have weak knees. Like, when they're fighting, they always say to go for the knees.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
well,
like,
everybody has weak knees, but...
I was like, if you kick somebody from the side, from their knees, it's going to hurt them regardless if they have strong knees or weak knees.
Right.
But I was like, also, when I'm, like, in... I haven't fought in a long time.
That's
like,
a good thing.
Not professionally, but, like, I'm talking, like, stupid fights.
Yeah.
Because all fights that have no meaning are stupid. But anyway... I always stand like loose kneed. Like, does that make sense?
Well, you should.
Yeah, because the thing is, you don't want to be all stuck in your stance. Like, you should always be moving around.
Yeah.
Like if people are just like standing there, and I'm just like,
oh, you can tell it's when somebody's first day when they're standing there with locked knees.
Right.
It's like, no.
It's like,
bend those bad boys a little bit.
I'm by no means an amazing fighter or anything like that. I don't even.
Well, I know, but even boxers.
I just know.
Even boxers who aren't taking leg shots, well, I mean, it's just for their power, but
right.
Like you don't want stiff legs.
I want to get into something like that because I don't know. Every time I watch Cobra Kai for like 10, 20 minutes afterwards, I'm standing up in my.
It's like, you want to go out to the garage and do karate?
Yeah. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
I totally just punched my microphone on accident. Gave it a left cross.
Put down.
Oops. But, I don't know.
But the one thing I do like about Cobra Kai, though, is its overarching message about martial arts is that ultimately martial arts are a good thing, especially for kids.
And they're not meant to hurt. They're meant.
Well, no, they are.
to
Let's be real. They're meant to hurt people. But a good martial artist is
meant
able,
to give you the ability.
Perfect.
But with great power. It's great responsibility.
Well, and so here's the thing, and again, this isn't tooting my own horn, but I will say, like,
Those Cobra Kai students need to watch Spider-Man.
Yes, but here's the thing too, like when you first, a lot of people start taking martial arts because they want to be able to defend themselves, but as you train, and for the most part, it doesn't matter what style you're training in. There's a handful of just bullshit, McDojo nonsense, but for the most part, if you're training in a legit martial art, you learn. You're like, holy shit, like. I've got some power. Like, I have the ability to hurt people if I need/want to. And once you realize that, the equation changes a little bit because then it's like, okay, now I'm no longer so much avoiding conflict because I don't want to get hurt. I'm avoiding conflict because I know I can hurt. Like, I might very well get hurt, but I know I'm going to hurt somebody else. And lawyers are expensive.
Gotta get a good lawyer.
Well, literally, part of what they tell us is like, and listen, if you ever have to use this, we're taught to vocalize what's happening, so that, because when you're yelling like, holy shit, he's attacking me, people are going to pull out their cell phones, and that's evidence for you. Because you're like, and then they say every time, it's like, if you're in any kind of altercation, after it's done, lawyer the fuck up.
Call Matt Murdock real quick.
Don't even waste time. Lawyer the fuck up. Call the cops. Get your statement on paper, because that might be the difference between you going to jail or not. Legit.
Gillette. Best a man can get. Is this really the best a man can get? Fucked up, Gillette.
So then, Cobra Kai has another interesting theme of father figures, or lack thereof.
They all seem to be friends.
Well, no, what I mean is like, okay, so Daniel LaRusso in The Karate Kid didn't really have a father in his life, and Mr. Miyagi becomes a surrogate father figure. Johnny Lawrence already had a surrogate father figure in John Kreese. Now, granted, this is a tyrannical father who was not old. He was good for Johnny to a point, but again, Johnny at some point surpasses Kreese, and Kreese is no longer
the thing about
positive influence.
Kreese and Johnny, though, not to interrupt your point, but Kreese and Johnny, Kreese really did care about him.
Yeah.
He just was so fucked up, he didn't know how to show it correctly.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was good for Johnny to a point, because they established in Cobra Kai that Johnny was a scrawny kid with no confidence, and through Cobra Kai, he became the badass that would become Johnny Lawrence, the two-time All-Valley champion.
It's so good. I love Johnny Lawrence. Like, hands down, when I'm watching that show, like.
Oh yeah, we watch it for.
He's
we
always
watch
my
it.
favorite.
Yeah, we watch it for Johnny.
Yeah, like, don't get us wrong. We like. Well, I don't know about him.
Fuck Daniel.
I like Daniel, but Johnny Lawrence is the bread
Daniel
and butter.
should have gotten his ass kicked so many times. Like, Johnny should have beat him in the first tournament. Chosen should have beat him in Karate Kid Part 2. Which, okay, speaking of that.
Live or die, man.
Die. So, about that fight. First of all,
That was so weird.
did nobody see the kid climbing up the extremely short pole to slide down Zorro style into the middle of the pond thing, which wasn't even that far away? Like, so they start fighting to the death, and after he hits I think her name was Kimiko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chosen hits Kimiko, and there's like 100 people standing around. 50% of them are able-bodied enough to climb down and then get up onto the fucking thing.
Yeah, and do something about it.
And everybody's just standing there, and they're like, how can we help? He's like, pull out the
watch.
drums. And everybody's got a fucking drum thing. And they're like, we're going to help. And it's like, boy, I hope Daniel gets this very subtle reminder of that lesson we learned at the beginning of the movie. I'm like, what are you idiots doing? Nobody has a gun?
Was it in the Karate Kid movies, or was it in the series when they dug up the bonsai tree and brought it?
That's in 3.
That wasn't 3.
Yep.
Because it was him and it was
That-
Daniel and
The girl that's supposed to be the love interest but isn't a love interest because she's got a boyfriend.
that shit made no sense.
It made no sense. Karate Kid Part 3 is not a good movie.
Karate Kid 1, 2, 3 were good movies if you just watched them as that, but like as in like using them for back story for this.
I don't think we'll see much inspiration from Karate Kid Part 3. Except Mike Barnes might make an appearance,
That
but
would be cool.
and then
Yeah.
there's the next Karate Kid, which we're just not going to talk about that.
Mike Barnes was pretty badass.
Yeah.
He was probably one of the best fighters.
Do you recall that Terry Silver gave him 50% of all the Cobra Kai dojos in that movie?
Well, if he won.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't win.
Right. Okay. I must have missed that detail because I remember thinking, I'm like, wait, did he just get 50% of all the dojos?
Yeah,
too?
because the thing is, he was to humiliate
Yeah.
Daniel LaRusso in front of everybody.
Daniel
but
LaPusso.
actually ended up beating his ass. Oh, dude, that was so funny when they were
That was
making fun
great.
of his kid. Yeah, LaPusso.
I mean,
I was just like, man, why is he a bully? It's like he was a fat kid.
he's a bully because he has zero discipline.
Yeah, and when
I'm sorry, dude. And like, I
when
would
he
like,
broke his tablet, I was like,
loved it.
awesome.
It's like, fuck yeah, dude. But here's the thing. So, and I wasn't even raised, and I wasn't raised in a particularly
Hey,
hard.
Alexa, order a PSP.
No, Alexa, cancel, abort. But here's the thing. Like, I wasn't raised in a particularly hard household, but like, I would have never talked to my parents that way. Never. And I wasn't, like, again, I wasn't in a particularly hardcore house. But like, it wouldn't cross my mind. Like, holy shit, no.
I don't know. I had free reigns.
I had pretty free reign. Yeah, we had.
until a certain time period
Oh yeah,
when my mom had someone.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. But I mean, as I say, we grew up with pretty free reign, but we also didn't really do a whole lot. Well, actually, I don't know. We did some pretty stupid shit, but
We did a lot of shit.
nothing that I would say was incredibly bad. Maybe a little bit dangerous, but
Yes, but like
It was fun.
we had little supervision. And it was
Oh
so
yeah, we
great.
have very little supervision.
It was so great. Like growing up like that, it was like the 80s.
I mean, to a point, yeah. But and then like we had the added benefit of like, if we wanted to go somewhere, we had to jump on a bike and go. Like there was no like it was too far away to walk because we lived out in the fucking country.
Yeah.
And like it was not uncommon to just see a couple of your buddies riding a bike by,
Hey!
knowing that they've ridden 3 or 4 miles.
Yeah, and they're like, come on in, grab a drink.
Yeah, literally.
Because we know it sucks
We know-
to be
we know.
thirsty.
Yep.
We know.
I'm wondering now how far we walked that day.
Too long.
I mean...
Didn't we walk to Waldron that day too?
Hold on. I can actually figure this out, at least an estimate. Yeah, we walked from my house to Waldron to Keatles, from Keatles.
Then we walked to Keatles, and then we got on the railroad tracks,
Correct.
and then walked to Waldron.
Yes. So this is it.
This is all going to tie into Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
We were training. I think
Oh, that's not...
it's about 2 miles from your house to there.
Oh, that's not miles. That's... Oh, it wasn't that far.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking... Well, damn, okay, that was closer than I thought. But we walked, and again, like this... So from my old house to the city of Waldron is only about 5 miles, give or take.
Well, that's if we took...
That's if we took the...
We had a straightaway shot with the...
Well, but we, like I said, we walked to Keatles first. So round trip, it was probably anywhere between 10 to 14 miles.
Damn.
Round trip.
Brandywine Bridge is 14 miles. Or 11 miles or whatever he says.
I thought it was 20, but anyway.
20 miles.
Yeah, but they had a horse.
They were off. No, they were on a...
No, the Black Riders had horses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the next crossing was 20 miles or so up the...
Brandywine Crossing.
Anyway,
Cobra
but yeah,
Kai.
so Cobra Kai is just fucking amazing. They
of the best
nailed
TV
it. They
shows.
nailed it with casting. They nailed it with everything. I can't, again, other than the pet peeve, which I understand why they do it, I can't really think of anything bad, per se. Like I said, it's a little cheesy, but it's not obnoxiously so.
No, it's very cheesy at points. But, like...
But when they do cheese, it's at least, like, it's endearing.
It's string cheese.
Like, it strings the plot together.
Or it's nacho cheese. It just goes with everything.
Boy, Johnny has really bad luck with TVs.
Did you just call me a bitch?
No, but and then when Robbie shows up with Sam when she's drunk, and then Daniel kicks the door in.
My gosh.
They destroy his TV
That's another
again.
thing. He's just like, hold on a second, LaRusso. You know, because he's trying to...
Yeah, he's like, you need to
Figure out-
calm down.
You know, and then at this thing, it was his son doing the right thing, but, you know, he knows how hot-headed Daniel was.
Correct.
So if he would have taken him there, it'd be the end of the world.
Correct.
Instead of letting her sober
Right, and
up
he would have found some way to blame Johnny, which he did anyway.
Always
but,
does.
yeah, everything's Johnny's fault. It's like, really, Daniel? Or, I mean, the dick on the billboard was Johnny's fault, but that's just
that was
funny.
Hilarious. That
That's
dude,
just
even
funny.
his wife was cracking up about
That's
that.
funny.
She was just like...
And she's like, we'll blow the competition away.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, like, he should have just taken that as publicity.
Yeah.
You know? No publicity is bad publicity, really.
It's like, yeah,
I mean, it is,
look how
but it
much
isn't.
look how much we piss off the other dealers around town because we kick the competition. We kick the competition
blow
right in the
them
dick.
Blow them away.
That was so good.
It was. It was good.
And then when he just basically commandeers his minivan,
He just takes
it. He's like, "I'll be back," and then he's like, "Just to let you know, you're still driving around in my car,
Stolen car.
in a stolen car." And he put Eagle Fang on the side of it. I'm like, "How do you?"
But it's still got the wood paneling. It's
Oh,
still
man.
there.
It just sucks because he got rid of the Mustang.
The Charger, wasn't it? Yeah.
Charger.
I do
Sorry,
like when Johnny and Danny fuck.
Danny Tanner,
Oh,
R.I.P.
Now I'm fucking depressed.
no, but when Daniel and Johnny train together, particularly Daniel going through Johnny's training,
That was awesome.
that was awesome because again,
Oh,
Johnny's
don't be
right.
there.
That was so funny. You mean don't be there?
The guy teaches you 100 years of his karate secrets. You couldn't help him with his English.
That was probably the best part. And
It does make you wonder
he whooped
though.
those guys' asses though. So good.
It does
good for,
make you
Daniel.
wonder though. Imagine in an alternate reality, and honestly, I'd like to see this movie.
What you can imagine.
What you can imagine, there's no limit. If Johnny Lawrence had fallen in with Mr. Miyagi instead of Daniel.
Man, Well, the thing is, though, Johnny Lawrence had the potential because he learned Cobra Kai first. Now, Daniel did not. So, you know, I think that's why he's the better martial artist, not Daniel.
Johnny,
because he learned Cobra Kai first.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra Kai has been around a long time, so is because we never really got into who taught the general or whoever taught
it's presumed to be someone in South Korea.
Did Kreese he didn't know karate until
the army, yeah.
Till the army.
Now, Terry Silver touches on this in the third movie. It's someone, and they establish this in the third movie. It's Tang Soo-do. And they have some South Korean master who is their main, like their highest ranking. So it's not even technically. It's kind of karate, but it's technically not. But
their general or whoever, he was cheesy.
Yeah, that was pretty cheesy.
That was really cheesy.
It's like, just shoot the motherfucker.
And honestly, Kreese's guy, or not Kreese's guy, but Kreese, the young actor, is just kind of like.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done better.
Yeah.
He's not a bad actor.
So my only problem with young Kreese was the fact that, like, they kind of establish him as kind of a wimp, but then he goes outside and kicks the shit out of like 3 dudes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, this kid's getting bullied? How?
Exactly. I'm like, did he finally just have enough of it? And he, you know.
Well, but he acts like he doesn't have an issue standing up to them.
And then his girl died just
driving
to pick up
her grandma or something.
It's like, not trying to be mean, but.
That seems like some lazy writing.
How the fuck did you? I don't know.
Well, so this is a really obscure fact. Apparently, I'm not going to go into that. That's too long of a tangent, but yeah, that would have been interesting to see Johnny. And how awesome was it when he finally got together with Carmen, though? You go, Johnny.
I did. Oh, are you talking initially?
Not in the dream. I mean.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Like,
although the dream was hilarious.
Not when they told Miguel.
Yeah. Oh God.
And I was like, why would Miguel be hard up? Because the thing is, he should know the tension between his mom and Johnny Lawrence, and on top of that, Johnny Lawrence is like a father to him.
Yeah, but I could see potential. I could see how Miguel would potentially have not so much an issue with it, but
he just sees him more as a friend instead of a father figure.
Well, a father figure doesn't mean he has to be boning his mom.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's cool. It's whatever.
You know, his mom is super young.
I did not know that.
Not his mom, but like the actress.
Yeah, the actress.
She's like very young. She's only like 28.
What?
She's not that old at all. It's weird because she looks older.
Yeah,
but she doesn't look like she's ancient.
No, but I'd say like
40.
Yeah, I was gonna say mid to late 30s, early 40s.
No, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain.
Well, now I'm wondering.
Her name's Carmen, right?
Yeah, Carmen and Cobra Kai.
Carmen Sandiego. Carmen, Cobra Kai actress. There we go. Vanessa Rubio. Okay, I lied. She's 38.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, she's.
But still, though, for 38, I'm not even finding her.
Ella es colombiana.
Whoa. Age. There we go. Yeah, she's 38. I fucked up.
You fucked up.
Who was it? Peyton List. She's 23. See?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
oh my
sense
gosh, dude. Samantha is 25.
Yeah.
She's 25. She doesn't look a day over 16.
I know. Well, that's why she got cast as.
And Elizabeth Shue, man, when they brought her back, I was like, oof, she's looking old. I mean, granted, she's 58.
She's 58?
She's 58.
Jeez. Well, I mean, fuck.
Zolo.
Ralph Macchio is older now than.
Martin Cove is 75.
I know.
And
gives me hope for the future.
Zolo is 20.
Yeah. But Ralph Macchio is now older than Pat Morita was when he originally played Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, yeah?
That fucked with my head.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, in the show, they have Miyagi dying in 2011 when
That's when Pat Morita
died.
actually died.
No, he actually died in 2014.
Oh,
and I was like, why didn't they? What?
Yeah,
I was like, it kind of makes sense with I think they probably, with the kids, they, to get the stories correct.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because Pat
ages-wise.
Morita didn't die till 2014.
Yeah, so they probably, because the writers, man, they're doing their due diligence.
Oh, they know their shit.
And they're doing very well.
Well,
Now,
here's the thing.
they
They're
got all
doing...
kinds of people like, hey, fuck your story. It's not wrong. It's not chronologically correct. No, I'm kidding.
Well, but like, so the writers are so good, in fact, that when they introduce a new character, you wonder, like, okay, how are they connected? Because there were rumors abound when Tori first came in. They were like, oh, that's Allie's daughter.
We still don't know who her mother is, though.
Right. Yeah.
Now, it's not Allie, obviously.
No, obviously.
What if it's Daniel LaRusso's not girlfriend from 3?
Reluso?
Yeah, I know, Reluso.
I mean, maybe
That's
because
a good way.
Reluso.
And then maybe
that's his evil twin. That's his name in the universe where Johnny Lawrence finds Mr. Miyagi, and Daniel Reluso is the 2-time All Valley champion.
You son of a bitch! You know what? We're gonna film and star in that.
Who are we gonna get to play Mr. Miyagi? No, we can't do that now.
My buddy Chad. He's got the big beard. Comes down about right here.
It's gonna come off
like,
as.
You'll come.
Yeah, except it's gonna
with
come.
me.
It's gonna come off more like Kill Bill than Karate Kid. Who are you doing?
Get hold of here! You know eat my rice. You like sushi? Yeah, this is a terrible show.
And we're canceled.
And we're canceled.
Why does everybody love Kill Bill so much? I think it's a piece of shit. Both of them.
Not really sure. Never seen them.
No, they're fucking. I don't know. I think they're bad.
I think it's just Quentin Tarantino's style that a lot of people like.
I don't get it.
Some of his movies were like really good. Like
a lot of them are really bad.
From Dusk Till Dawn. That was his movie, wasn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
It was a vampire movie. It was good.
Yeah, I will say though. The first time I watched, that's not Tarantino though. That's Robert Rodriguez.
No, I know.
I was gonna say the first time I watched Django Unchained, I hated it.
But
But then I watched it again, and I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, it was a little over the top.
Well, yeah, but
It was
it was supposed to be. Like, I didn't click. For some reason, and I should have known better, I was expecting a, like, historical movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what Django Unchained is. Like, at all.
Trying to think of other movies that William... I can't think of any movies
Billy
or any
Zabka?
shows with Billy.
No, I can't either.
Billy!
But by the way, I would just like to take, while I'm looking this up, I would like to take a moment to just shout out to, I can't make any sense out of YouTube. That freaking clip where we were talking about, where we're joking around, but we talk about like the beef between the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger from Power Rangers.
Yeah, it took off.
What the fuck, YouTube? We give you political gold and we talk about Power Rangers and you fuckers eat it up. All right, so he was also in... Oh, that's right. He was in European Vacation.
Who was?
Billy Zabka.
Was he?
Yeah. I forgot about that. A Tiger's Tale. What's that movie about? Oh, that looks really bad. Let's see. We're going to read the synopsis for A Tiger's Tale.
And then the details released on the Armorer. That's got 144 right now.
Well, that makes sense. But, okay, so this is let's see. Okay, first of all, who does... So, William Zabka plays Randy in A Tiger's Tale. Okay, so here we go. Bubber Drum is a Houston high school student. Rose Butts is an Yes, her name is Rose Butts. Is an alcoholic more than twice his age, and the mother of his girlfriend, Shirley. Bubber and Rose begin an affair after Bubber fixes Shirley up with his pal, Ransom McKnight. This is a porn. This is a porno movie.
Is it William Zabka?
Apparently, but Bubba and Rose carry on their affair under the nose of her daughter until everything comes out in an open drive-in movie theater. To get even with Bubba and Rose for behaving badly, yes, that's in quotes,
Welcome back to the jack-off hour.
Shirley pricks a hole in Rose's diaphragm, not her birth control device. Shirley goes on to live with her father, and Bubba moves in with Rose along with his pet tiger. The diaphragm incident results in Rose getting pregnant with Bubba's baby. The couple must decide whether to keep the baby and continue their May-December romance. I don't know what a May-December
It's a good thing that Johnny Lawrence decided to make a show. Let's just say Johnny Lawrence decided to make this show. No one else did. It was Johnny Lawrence's idea.
So I'm just gonna share with you Robert, because now I'm like, fuck, I want to watch this movie now. This is gonna be horrendous, but I'm just gonna share with you Roger Ebert's critique of A Tiger's Tale. Some movies don't seem to know what they're really about. A Tiger's Tale is one of them. What does work in the film, however, is the unlikely relationship between Howell and Anne Margaret. The movie is top-heavy with plot, and what's good in it gets lost in the confusion. I can see that. So apparently William Zabka doesn't have a big role in this movie. Let's keep going. In 1991, he was in a film called For Parents Only. He was in a film called Shoot Fighter, Fight to the Death. Shoot Fighter 2.
Well, he actually actively kept training after the movie.
Yes. He was in another movie called The Power Within, which looks like a B, like martial arts movie. I mean, he's kind of like little roles here and there.
Can you imagine him as a Street Fighter instead of Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Actually, yeah, because didn't Jean-Claude play Guile?
He played Guy.
Oh, I thought it was Guile.
No, Guile. Is it Guile?
I think it's Guile, the U.S. military guy, right? With the.
Is that Guile?
I thought it was Guile.
I think you're right. Bison is the bad guy.
Bison's the bad guy, yeah.
Okay.
Bison. I actually could see William Zabka as Guile. Not necessarily from the martial arts perspective, but as just like how the character was acted. So Bloodsport.
Hey, I don't care what anyone says. To this day, that's a badass movie.
I love Bloodsport.
It's like Iron Eagle, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing about Bloodsport that I find hilarious. And like this got pointed out in a movie review I watched for it, and now I can't unsee it. So it's a secret tournament, right?
Yeah.
But every 5 minutes, everyone knows exactly what he's talking about, and he's like, "I'm here for a tournament."
Okay.
And like everybody knows, but the cops are still trying to figure out where this tournament is.
It's fucking underground. That's why.
Yeah, I guess. So he was also in Hot Tub Time Machine.
William Zabka was?
As Rick Steelman.
Yeah, I want to get a picture of that. Rick Steelman.
Yeah. I mean, he's just kind of been around. They made a video game of Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
What?
It's trash.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it is, but I just think it's trash.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. Look at it. It looks like trash. We need to play this game. We need to buy it and play this game on the show.
Yeah, PS4?
Yeah.
All right. You'll have to bring your PS4.
That's fine.
Do you have another remote?
Well, they have it on Nintendo Switch, too.
I had another remote, and I can't find it.
I've got two.
Okay.
But they have it on Switch, too.
Okay. Well, then I have a Switch.
Dude, this looks fantastically bad. Because, like, you can Google this if you want to, but, like, it literally looks like the cover of, like, an anime fighting game, but it's totally Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence. Like, look at that. That looks like Tekken.
He was that guy.
Oh my god!
I did not recognize him because he was basically telling dude to suck other dude off. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. He was with a hot babe then too.
I mean, it is Billy Zabka.
Man,
I mean, what was he in Cobra Kai?
I used to pull hot chicks all the time. I just walk up to him.
It was like one of the best scenes. It's actually good advice. Like when he and Miguel are cruising, and then that car pulls up with the mom and her
he's
daughter.
like, don't look.
He's like, don't look. Just play cool.
And they both were looking. And he takes off. That was a badass car, though. That Charger.
That is a badass car.
And the way
I'm not, and here's the, I'm not normally a fan of the Charger. Like, I mean, I get it, it's fine, but I like personally, I'm not a fan of the Charger. I'd drive that motherfucker.
I hate Mustangs. Just saying.
I've never been the new ones.
New ones, older ones, yeah, I like the older.
No. I like the newer ones. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Although I do like the newer ones more. You know what threw me for a loop as far as cars is I used to love like the, Camaro, the older Camaros, the sleek. And then they redid the body style.
The metal bodies, or the newer plastic ones.
The newer plastic ones,
like early '90s, late '80s.
No, I'm talking like late '90s.
Okay.
That sleek, sporty look, but then they completely.
Oh.
We're gonna check.
We're good.
Yeah.
It always says this shit.
I'm gonna say we're normally.
Viewers will experience buffering. Wax on, wax off, Daniel. Like
yeah.
Right.
But I remember, and I forget what year it was. I want to say it was like 2012 or some random year. They completely changed the Camaro's body style to be more muscly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, at first I didn't like it, but now I see it and I'm like, fuck, that's a nice looking car.
Past Billy Zabka's.
Oh yeah. Well, because he drives a Charger. It's right up there.
Well, he kind of got that car picked out. He's like, you got this in green. Or didn't he ask if it was in green? Black.
He got it in black.
But
of course, he picks out a fucking Charger for a free car.
Oh yeah. That
was you know what? Frankly, he deserved it.
Yeah,
it was Daniel's daughter's fault that his pride and joy got totaled.
Yeah, Daniel's daughter's a bully.
Well, I mean, she was kind of but so that's. I mean, was she directly responsible? No, but
because she wasn't driving, but she could have said something.
She could have said something.
But I mean, I'm sorry, as a teenager, you gonna say something?
A morally sound one would, but again, like you said, she's a teenager.
I would have.
And what do they say in A Christmas Story? We knew darn well it's better to not get caught. Except she got caught, so.
You're an idiot! Oh, that Christmas Story. I was thinking of
That's
Grinch.
the Grinch. I'm an idiot! You're an idiot!
That's hands down the best part of that movie.
Oh, God, and I love the fact that... Actually, I don't know. Again, this is another like really random line, but my favorite line in that movie is when he's sleeping and then he wakes up because he's singing the Christmas song. He's like, "Blast this Christmas music! It's joyful and triumphant."
Jim Carrey's underrated.
Not so much anymore. But
I can't wait to see the new
Sonic. Dude. I didn't think I was going to enjoy the first Sonic, and then I saw it, and I'm like, this is really good. Yeah, and then the trailer, when Knuckles, oh my God, that looks so badass.
They need to get William Zabka.
He needs to be like a random cop or something.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. I mean, the way they had him in, like we said, Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
And we didn't even notice him.
Can we get William Zabka on a TV show, like a network TV show, like some kind of cop show? Can we do that?
No.
No, he's still going to do Cobra Kai.
No, I'm saying, like, he needs to be not. He needs to be, like, sorry, Jared Padalecki. I really enjoyed you in Supernatural, but William Zabka should be Texas Ranger. I don't know if that would work.
They shouldn't be remaking that show, but if they did... I don't know. He's a little older.
Apparently, they like it's getting good reviews, and it's actually like doing fairly well because Jerry Padalecki. I mean, he's a good actor.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I think William Zabka might be a little old to play Walker, but he could have played CD.
No, he can play Walker.
What are you talking about? Get Tommy McGuire to do
Walker.
Get Tommy McGuire to play him, and then every time he
Bully McGuire. We need a movie with Bully McGuire.
We do. Well, we already have one. It's Spider-Man 3.
Oh my gosh.
But
you gonna cry? You gonna cry, Goblin G? I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you?
No.
Okay, so you go look for it later.
I'm gonna have to look for it. I've got like 1,000 notifications.
Oh my God! No, so it's this thing, and the caption is when you rip apart.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
No. The caption is when you rip a fart in a random elevator and then walk away. It's the scene where Harry Osborn does the goblin serum and then he walks out of the gas chamber and he just smirks.
Hold on. No. Hold on. Harry Osborn did do the gas serum?
In Spider-Man 3, yeah.
I didn't see him do that.
Okay, so
I always wondered how he got his fucking strength. And then he wasn't Psycho. He just hated Spider-Man. So
Well,
did he
and
perfect it? Oh, jeez.
Oh man, I saw that and I'm just like, I have to send that shit to Eric. That's too goddamn funny. The Bully Maguire memes are just too good.
So, but the thing is, though, Robbie, I wonder how this is all going to play out. Is he going to get all butthurt about something small and leave in the next season again?
That is the one thing that is very frustrating to watch. Because
He is so...
It's not just him
fucking
though.
kid, and it drives me
It's
insane.
not just him though. It's all of them. Because it's like you want to just sit and like, literally, you want to come in the room and be like, Samantha, sit down. Tori, sit down.
Stop fighting each other.
You're both
dumb.
You're both young adults. All of this shit is a simple misunderstanding, but you're just jumping down each other's throats every chance you get. Just calm the fuck down.
It's not even Tori's fault in this last season. She's just trying to survive.
But she's. I mean, like I agree with you.
She's being led astray.
She's still overly defensive, but like to a certain extent, it's justifiable because if Samantha would just leave her the fuck alone, she's not looking for trouble.
Yeah, and she just wants to go to school.
Well, and frankly, that's like I don't have kids, but I'll tell you what, if I saw my daughter pulling that shit Samantha pulled at Tori's job,
you're gonna get your ass busted.
just be like, don't fuck with somebody, even if they're an asshole. Don't fuck with them when they're at their job.
Mm-hmm.
That's no.
And that wasn't even Samantha. Did Samantha go to her job too?
Yeah, that was because she was the mermaid at the kids' party place.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Yeah, but the thing is though, she got her back, and there was nothing she could do about it.
Yeah. Well, dude, like not even gonna lie,
Tori
I thought for a split second, and I know they did this shit on purpose. Is like I thought for a second, I'm like, oh god, tell me she's not a stripper. That's
Dude,
too funny.
I fucking thought she was a stripper. I was like,
I did
isn't she
too.
supposed to be like barely 18 in this movie?
Well, that's
show?
what I'm saying. I thought they were doing a thing where it's like she's gone that low, like she's that desperate for money.
No,
and then
she's a fucking mermaid
oh,
singing.
dude, could you imagine like the relief I felt when I was like, oh, thank
Those
God.
girls did not look like they were gonna do that.
Yeah, I know. It was like,
Let's just get that out of the way. They
That's-
look like they were about to go on fucking stage and show some hoo-haws.
yeah, some hoo-haws.
Hoo-haws and needy nanners or whatever you want.
Needy
You
nanners.
kids call those in these days, you know what I'm saying?
I believe they're called tatas nowadays.
Tatas. TTs and tatas.
TTs and tatas.
It's TT time.
It's TT time somewhere.
Reminds me of Tommy Boy. Yeah, I'm retarded. Oh, I can't.
I'm a little retarded.
Speaking of,
Dude.
Alex Jones videos doing good too.
They always do good.
When Alex Jones was telling Ben Shapiro about the aliens on the moon.
Oh, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I owe one of our viewers not so much an apology, but an attaboy. And I felt like a legitimate fucking idiot. I really did. Because in that video, now granted I'm in character, I'm just trying to make Alex Jones sound stupid. But I actually said that there's like, that the moon spins and we know what, I mean, obviously we know what both sides look like, but we can see both sides from Earth. Turns out I was incorrect.
Yeah, you knew that? They turn simultaneously. You only ever see one side.
Correct.
That's why we have the dark side of the moon.
I did not know that.
I thought you did.
I did not. And I will admit it right here because somebody commented that and I'm like, what? No way. And I looked that shit up and I researched it for a lot longer than I should have. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I was wrong. And I kept meaning to bring it up because, as you know, on this podcast, we sometimes when we fuck up, we have a segment called "What Did We Fuck Up?" I fucked that up, so I forget the viewer's name, but thank you.
I will say though, that just goes to show you something intelligent put that there. There's no fucking way. no way. You know, we only see one side of the moon.
Well, it's locked.
Because
It's locked into the.
I understand that, but the moon has its own axis, so we have our own axis, and it all just combines together, and we're all spinning around the sun.
Well, but that's part of the reason why Earth is so habitable is because of the tidal control the moon
And on
has.
top of that, because of Jupiter. Jupiter protects us because of the asteroid belt.
Yep.
And it's weird how it all works. And it's
Well,
just
so
it's
this
like,
is
man, it's not random.
well, but so here's the thing. This is an interesting.
It's not going in any God stuff.
Well, but we're kind of.
I'm saying like something.
Well, but here's the thing though. Like
this is a petri dish.
So here's the thing though.
Stared at.
Here's the thing though. So humans are very good at pattern recognition, and one of the things that we're very bad at, like so. We see.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know.
What was
It looked large and slow.
He came back. He's back.
Oh, the stink bug.
Motherfucker.
Fuck. Where was it? So we see
I
how
was just attacked by a stink bug.
we see how perfectly our solar system works, and we think, oh, well, that must have been. Some of us think, oh, that has to have been. That has to have been designed.
Clip.
But dumpsters or garbage cans. That's what it was. But anyway,
Garbage cans.
go back and watch the old episodes. But what we should really understand is that if it didn't form itself in this perfect unison of gravitational poles, we wouldn't be around to observe it anyway. And there are so many solar systems out there that just flash in and out of existence because the gravity poles don't line up.
And with what he's talking about, if it wouldn't have happened, we wouldn't have Cobra Kai.
Exactly. So thank you, gravity and Jupiter and the moon, for giving us Cobra Kai.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know, man. We've been at this for what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, let's wrap her up.
Yep. Let us know if you'd like us to talk more about Cobra Kai, but I think I touched on all the thematic points I wanted to.
Yeah, this was kind of like a more our way of covering an entire series.
Yeah,
that
so
we watched
probably when season 5 comes out, we'll just talk about season 5.
Yeah, and that'll be in a year and a half.
That's the only bad thing about this is like
9 episodes, hour long each. I'm just like, oh, come on, man. We can get it every 8 months. Come on, Netflix, increase that budget.
I mean, I don't think budget's the problem.
The hell?
The hell?
No, I don't think budget's their problem either because
everybody
loves. Oh my god. No. Damn it. I just got that new tub.
No.
You Family Guy fan?
Yeah.
Did you know that they replaced Cleveland,
No.
the actor, because he's white and he said that a white man shouldn't play a black man? But they replaced him with Azers, which is a guy on YouTube, and he does voices, and he does Cleveland very well.
Okay.
But, I mean, the reason I say that is I think it's kind of...
So is Seth MacFarlane not going to do Quagmire anymore because he's half Japanese? Bet y'all didn't know that shit, did you?
It wasn't actually anyone in the show. It was that guy.
What do you mean?
The voice actor for Cleveland.
Oh, he stepped down.
It was him. He was... I can't stand that. I'm like, dude, you've been playing that character.
Well, Meg's not Russian.
Well,
Well, but Mila Kunis is, ethnically.
yes, she is.
Yeah, she is.
Yes, she is. All right, let's wrap this up. You do your thing.
Thank you for enjoying this episode of the Average Intelligence Podcast. Remember, you can catch us every week, new time, new day, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Or are we going to do 8:30 from now on?
It'll just vary. Bear with us. Between 8 and 9.
9-ish.
9-ish.
9-ish. But what does it matter? Because if you miss the live broadcast, this is a broadcast. If you missed the live broadcast, you can always go check out the archived video episodes on the YouTube channel, or if you prefer your podcasts in their audio format and enjoy the sensual sound of my smooth, jazzy voice, along with my co-host baritone boomings of knowledge, you can check us out on our various audio streaming platforms that include, but are not limited to, Amazon Music, new platform. Definitely check that out. If you got your Alexa smart device, you can just say, "Hey Alexa, play the Average Intelligence podcast," and it will play the latest episode.
And if you're not in a long podcast, check out the clips.
Yes, those are also on YouTube. But the other audio forms, Anchor.fm, where you can listen to and support the podcast. If you have extra money that you don't want, you can give it to us. We'll take it. And then you can also check us out on Spotify. So right after you wrap up your latest episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, you can switch over to the Average Intelligence podcast, where, you know, you can
get the real news. No, I'm just kidding.
You can listen to Joe Rogan have a nuanced conversation, then you can listen to us make jokes about Cobra Kai.
Listen, I am the mainstream now.
That
greatest meme. Oh, jeez.
And then Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Now, and all the other small platforms that nobody gives a rat's ass about. Oh, yeah, we're on Apple Podcast as well.
Google it.
Google it.
Oh, my butt hurts.
Anyway, that's all we've got for today.
That's all we got today, Captain.
Go away now.
Goodbye.